Yeah, so we are
Ooh.
announcing Panelspiel Online, which is pretty much what it sounds like. It's going to be a small panel series, virtual, where we just present some stuff about game design, game development, play testing. Um, a lot of it's going to be focused on doing that in a virtual environment. At least this round, we may, have other topics in the future, but we're announcing this for July 18th and 19th. It's the goal is to kind of have a nice, easier, lower barrier of entry for people that are interested in the Protospiel stuff, but don't want to fully prototype their stuff, have it ready in time for Protospiel, be there, run their games in an environment that they're not, used to. And so this is more of a, hey, let's get together, let's share some knowledge with one another. We'll have a couple of Twitch streams, which will be aired on Twitch, totally free. We're going to have a couple roundtables, which will take place on the Discord. Getting on there will be also free, but we will be allowing a pay what you want pass. But it's really just about kind of building that foundation of knowledge and building the community that we've got to intertwine everybody a little bit more than we have right now. What we have right now is great, but we want to do more. So, more specifics. Panelspiel Online is going to be July 18th, starting at 10 a.m. with our first panel, and it's going to run until 10 p.m. on July 19th. Our last panel, I think right now, is scheduled for 6 p.m., and then we'll have some extra time for activities afterwards. We're going to have a few breakout rooms. We're going to have some activity rooms. We're going to have a way to facilitate gaming on Board Game Arena, which should be a lot of fun. And we're going to have a series of Q&As, usually right after the panels with the guests in question on the Discord. So next slide. That's me. I'm the next slide.
Mike.
We've done this before, definitely. Okay, and my mouse is in the way. Okay. Anyway, so where is this? Where is this going to be? The panels are going to be on Twitch. Again, totally free to watch. We're going to post links across all of our socials, all of our Discord servers. Share them out. But this is a great time if you know people that do game design and don't do the Protospiel thing. Let them know about this. It's a really great time to just kind of follow what's going on. We're going to have panels right out of the gate. The very first one's actually going to be before the event on July 9th, called Why We Love Digital Playtesting. And it's just going to be a basic introduction to the platforms that we use, why it's really great, some of the opportunities it presents, some of the drawbacks it has. This is not meant to be a don't play test live. We absolutely think you should play test live, but there's also a lot that can be done digitally. And so we really want to encourage that and help people become comfortable in that space. Where if you want to get on the Discord, the way that it's going to work, because you do have to technically buy a badge, is there's going to be a name your price badge available through Protospiel Online's website. The recommended price will be $15. That supports us. It helps us pay our moderators. It helps us make sure that this event can happen again. And then we're going to have a supporter badge that's going to have a little more going on to it. Details on that are not solidified just yet, but if you want to find out more, if you want to follow us, the Protospiel Online website is going to have a Panelspiel page with all of the information. There's also a place there where you can give us your email so that we can message you as soon as details are available. Protospiel Online's Facebook page, Instagram page, and Blue Sky page are all going to have the latest information as we make it available. And then if you follow Protospiel Online, where you're watching right now, twitch.tv/ProtospielO should alert you when things go live. And that's it. Questions for the audience of 2 to 3.
Well, I'm going to just chime in while folks might be spinning up questions in the chat. It's really exciting that Panelspiel Online is expanding in this way, especially where the playtesting events are correctly focused exclusively on playtesting, right? That's the real purpose of them, is that held space for you to test your stuff. But there's so many other ways for the design community to support each other, and this creates that space, whether it's panels. Earlier on, we were talking about just stumbling into a room with Joe Slack and having a conversation for a while. Now there's a place where everybody can talk to the experts and really dig deep and pick their brains and get to know each other. I'm really excited about this idea. I'll say that I heard about it through a little bird, we'll say, earlier. Fantastic, phenomenal. And if it was not on the weekend that I was going to see Weird Al, speak of the devil, I would definitely be there.
I didn't
but
know
I'm
Weird
looking
Al was the
forward
devil.
to you. All of you need to go and support this so that I can go to the next one. Because if it happens once, it needs to happen again, and that only happens with your support.
Yeah, and a lot of this comes from, we had some events going on during Panelspiel Online, and there was a lot of, we'll say, opportunity cost, where people wanted to play test their stuff, but they also wanted to be in the coffee talk when, you know, people that they wanted to talk to were there. There were other activities going on, and so this is meant to kind of take that part out and say, hey, this is not meant to be a 24/7 kind of weekend for you. This is a pick and choose. You know, some of the panels will be for you, some of them won't be, some of the activities will be for you, some of them won't be, but this is just get involved with the community, have those conversations, learn about the things that we have been sharing, you know, in the, like, we have a coffee talk channel. That information is very, very valuable, and we don't want to keep it to ourselves. So the Twitch streams, the plan is to record all of those and post them down the line to YouTube, so that people who miss this panel spiel, or people who attend this panel spiel but want to watch them again, will be able to. But the idea is to really take that information, which a lot of it is really word of mouth within the community, and make it, like, solidify it a little bit more. Because that can be very, very valuable, especially when you're talking about, you know, the digital community, and we've got designers from all around the world that want to participate in this industry and this community, and we want to make it easier for them.
And yeah, I mean, we have Crystal here with us, and actually Hornist joined us in the chat, and Hornist is a Board Game Blitz board gaming friend on BGA. And I've learned a lot from Crystal's community about playing on BGA. And so we're going to have the way that we have the ability to play prototypes at Panelspiel Online, we're going to instead play published games on BGA in those in between times. We're going to have a system where you can put your stake in the ground. This is a game I want to play. I know that this is what happens a lot with Crystal's group. It's like, okay, what do we want to play? This is what happens with all groups. What do we want to play? What do we want to play? I don't know. I want to play this. Would that be okay, you guys? You know,
I just want to say that the system we set up for this is so much better. Crystal, when you see it, you're going to be like, Heather, can you do this for my community too?
I mean, I'm all for it. Like, we've tried a number of different things over the years now. Like, I had a shared Google Doc at one point where people could sign up with what games they wanted to teach and things like that. But then, like, I don't know, it just, all of that stuff requires me to actually maintain it over time. And the ADHD brain is a real thing.
Yeah, a lot of it started from, we were talking about how we wanted to organize this thing and making BGA a part of it. And Heather was like, well, we can use this system that we use for our prototyping playtests. And I was like, okay, can you take this system over here and put it on top of this system? And Heather was like, yes.
I'm gonna put the caveat here. Like, I don't know how many people are gonna see me say this here. I'm probably gonna have to repeat myself a few times, but like, I'm not going to be able to change the prototyping one to this because I care about the stats and stuff with that. That's part of how we're keeping track and being able to share afterwards and everything like that. But this one doesn't need to be kept track of. It doesn't really need to be integrated with, you know, who's who or whatever. So it doesn't even require logging into the website anymore for people who understand LFG already. You can just do it inside the server. Easy,
Mhm.
very easy. And it actually wasn't that hard for me to set it up. So I already did it. Now I already know it works. We already
Yep,
tested it.
it's
So
great. It's
exciting.
fantastic. Everybody's gonna love it. But yeah, that's we will hopefully be announcing the schedule itself more solidified within the next week or two, and we will be sending out some emails letting people know where they can get their backstage pass, when they can how they can participate, what the other events will be. Like we're going to have some of the roundtables are meant to be a little bit more like, hey, everybody come in, show your prototype. You're not here to teach your whole game. You're just here to like say, here's a prototype I'm working on. Give like a 5-minute, bit about it, so that people can just see what else is being worked on within the community. Because as cool as it is, like one of the cooler things about Protospiel that I really like is just watching the looking for group channel and seeing like, oh, that person's working on that game sounds really interesting. I don't have time for all of those games, but just keeping up with like what else is out there is really cool. And there's this funny kind of group think happen where like every Protospiel has like 4 people for some reason are working on games based on cribbage this time around. I don't know why, but it just happened. A couple Protospiels ago, it was time travel games, and so getting to see that and how much the community really like gels together is always a lot of fun.
Yeah. I'm really, so I'll go to just kind of full screen. I think we've shown what's here for long enough, but oops, let me go to all of us. But yeah, this is a collaborative effort between Jack and me and Will, but it was Jack coming to be going, I will help do this if you will do this. That is the reason it's going to happen. So everybody, thank you, Jack. Do the best. It makes a huge difference. A lot of like what you can cover for me that I just would not have the bandwidth to do, wrangling people, making the marketing materials for it and everything. And I think it's going to be a really helpful way to help people get the vibe of the community without having to commit to making the digital prototype, and help them decide if they want to make the digital prototype, if they want to be able to play test their own stuff.
And I also think a big part of this is telling people that like just coming to Protospiel and being a playtester is totally cool and actually like highly valuable.
Right.
The people who show up and just want to playtest are worth their weight in gold. And like there's this tendency for all of us to internalize this idea of like, if I go there, I need to bring something. And I've been doing Protospiel at this point for 4 or 5 years. It's been a while. And some of them I've come to and I have a prototype that I explicitly want to test. Some of them I come to and I have nothing and I'm happy to just play every game that I can. Some of them I come to and I don't have the time or the spoons to do any playtesting and I just hang out with the community. And all of those things are viable ways to engage with this community. And I think it's really important to say like, hey, like the on-ramp is a lot lower than I think a lot of people think that it is. And that's what this is about, is saying like, hey, just join the community. You don't have to bring something right away. We'll do our show and tells, we'll do our chats, we'll share whatever knowledge we have, but integrate at the pace that you are comfortable with, because that like we just like having more people there.
Yeah, it's funny, like it's a funny balance between people also tell me that one of the most valuable things to them about Protospiel is that it holds them accountable to getting something ready by a deadline, which is 100%. You know what I mean? Like doing the thing where it's like, if you want it to be a deadline, we're here to let it be, to let that like goodie at the end of the path, like people will be there to play test my game. And that's motivating me, right? Sure, let that be, but also don't make it something where you're a failure if that goodie doesn't work out for you either. Yeah.